does it all but falls short in his bid to catch Rusty. Has this ex-champion caught the racing bug again? And CRA sprinters fly high at Ascot. This and more next on Speedweek.
Speedweek is brought to you by Dodge Cars and Trucks. On the street or off the road, it's the new spirit of Dodge.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I'm Bob Jenkins, and welcome to Speedweek. We have a big plate full of motorsports news and highlights to bring you this evening, including how A.J. Foyt may reemerge as a threat in IndyCars. And we'll have the final installment of our series on the disappearance of the Bonneville Salt Flats. But first, NASCAR. The Atlanta Journal 500 seen here on ESPN marked the end of the 29-race Winston Cup season. Going into Sunday's event, 3 drivers had a chance of winning the championship and the $1 million that went along with it.
The contenders. Rusty Wallace will have to finish 18th or better to win the title. Mark Martin hoping to continue a late-season charge that's brought him to within 78 points. And Dale Earnhardt, he'll have to drive flat out, taking no prisoners. The pole sitter is Alan Kowicki for the 6th time this year, but he, like many others, has missed the setup because the temperature is 20 degrees warmer today. The Unical portion of $410,000 he would have received for winning will roll over to next year. Alan never led a lap. Neither did Rusty, but he had vowed to be more racy than Bill Elliott was last year when Elliott was protecting an almost identical lead. At the same time, he wasn't taking any chances, pitting early all day to make sure he didn't run out of gas. But this first stop came too soon. He lost a lap when the caution flag waved for Greg Sachs and Richard Petty, who crashed on the backstretch just after Rusty left the pits. Then on lap 225, another contender has problems. Martin's engine exploded, causing his car to go up in flames entering turn number 1. But Mark was able to get the car stopped and extricate himself without injury.
1990 is going to be a great year. This one's finally over with.
What caused the problem?
We broke the engine. We really ran the thing hard today, and we were trying to. We went into this thing feeling like we didn't have anything to lose, and we could only gain, and we may as well. We weren't counting points anymore. We had to go into this thing and try to win it and see where the points fell. If we dropped out, that was an okay risk.
And so now there are only 2 left to decide the championship. Earnhardt continued to lead by a wide margin. Wallace continued to struggle. This pit stop under green will put him 3 laps down and drop him outside the top 18.
Barry, from what we are told, you are running 19th, and if you stay there, it will come down to a dead-even tie between you and Earnhardt, but you guys would win it by virtue of having more career victories. Do you feel like Rusty can move up and win it outright?
He asked me who we're racing. I said everybody out there. Just pass them, but be careful. We'll take it any way we can get it. I tell you, somebody's trying to make it awfully hard on us.
But when others like Davey Allison fell out, Wallace again moved back into the range he needed to win the title. Jeff Bodine finished 2nd in the race after Ken Schrader faltered in the last lap, and Sterling Marlin, who started last in his backup car after a Saturday practice crash, was 3rd. Like Rusty last year, Earnhardt led the most laps and won the race, but came up short.
We did all we could do. If we just hadn't had that bad luck at Charlotte, I think we'd have been okay, but ifs don't win championships.
Did you know where Rusty was in the last few laps?
Well, I knew he was up there in front of me. If I could get another lap on him, whether it made a difference or not, I don't know. But, he just didn't have enough bad luck today.
Rusty finished 15th, but a month from now, that'll be forgotten. What will be remembered is the fact that he won the Winston Cup. The final point standings show that 8 of the top 10 positions changed. Only Rusty and 4th place finisher Darrell Waltrip held their position from Phoenix. In the second 5, Elliott dropped to 6th, Gant moved up from 8th, Rudd gained a position, Bodine moved up 1, and Labonte fell from 7th.
Benny Parsons will be along in just a little bit to talk with the new Winston Cup champion. Now, a lot of you who participated in last week's phone poll had to be disappointed when Mark Martin dropped out of the race. That's because most of you, 41%, said you wanted Mark to win the Winston Cup championship. It's interesting to note that when we asked this same question nearly 2 months ago, Dale Earnhardt was your favorite, followed by Wallace and then Martin, who only got 6% of the vote. The Atlanta Journal 500 was marred by the first Winston Cup fatality in 5 years.
Grant Adcox was competing in his 3rd Winston Cup race this year. On the 198th lap, his car suddenly darted to the right, hitting the wall with great force. A small oil fire quickly extinguished itself. It took rescue workers nearly 12 minutes working with the jaws of life to peel the roof off the car and get Grant out. After treatment at the Infield Medical Center, he was airlifted to Georgia Baptist Hospital in Atlanta, where he was pronounced dead of head and chest injuries. Driving for his father Herb, with whom he owned a car dealership, Adcox gained most of his racing fame in ARCA. He was king of the super speedways with 8 victories, including 5 at Talladega and 2 at Atlanta. He had planned to continue.
Stamford, Connecticut. That's 1-800-238-9300. Visa, MasterCard, and American Express accepted.